Welcome back to Stamps Old World UK, the channel where history, rarity, and value come together through the fascinating world of philately. Today, we are diving deep into a truly iconic and historic piece of postal history, a classic stamp that represents not just communication, but also economic evolution and collectible value over time. This beautiful red stamp you are looking at is a United States revenue stamp, specifically a 1-cent documentary stamp from the late 19th century. These stamps were not used for mailing letters, but were instead issued for tax purposes on legal documents, contracts, and financial papers, making them a crucial part of government revenue systems during that era. This particular stamp belongs to the documentary series, widely known among collectors for its intricate design and historical importance. You can clearly see the bold number 1 in the center, which indicates its denomination of 1 cent. Surrounding it is an ornate frame with detailed engraving work that reflects the craftsmanship of that period. The words United States Internal Revenue and Documentary are printed around the edges, which clearly define its purpose. These stamps were first introduced during times when governments needed to generate funds quickly, especially during and after periods of war or economic expansion. Now let us talk about the history behind these stamps. Documentary revenue stamps became prominent in the United States after the Civil War, when the government imposed taxes on legal and financial documents to help cover war expenses. Over time, different designs, colors, and denominations were introduced. The red 1-cent documentary stamp is among the more commonly seen denominations, but its value can vary greatly depending on condition, rarity, printing variations, and whether it has been used or remains unused. Condition plays a huge role in determining the market value of any stamp. Looking closely at this stamp, we can observe that it has been used, as indicated by the cancellation mark. The perforations around the edges appear mostly intact, although slightly worn, which is expected for a stamp of this age. The color remains quite vibrant, which is a positive factor for collectors. However, any creases, tears, or heavy cancellations can reduce its overall value. In today's market, the value of a 1-cent documentary revenue stamp like this can range widely. A heavily used example in average condition might sell for around $10 to $15. A cleaner example with better centering and minimal damage could reach between $20 and $25. If the stamp is in excellent condition, possibly unused with original gum, or has a rare variety or printing error, the value could increase significantly, sometimes reaching $50 or more, depending on collector demand. However, it is important to note that most commonly found used examples fall on the lower end of this range. Collectors are particularly interested in revenue stamps because they represent a different side of postal history. Unlike regular postage stamps, these were tied to legal and financial transactions, making them a unique collectible category. Many collectors build entire collections around revenue stamps, focusing on different series, colors, and denominations. The documentary series is especially popular due to its historical context and wide range of values. Another important factor that affects value is rarity. While the 1-cent red documentary stamp is not considered extremely rare, certain printings, shades, or plate varieties can be harder to find. Additionally, stamps with clear, readable cancellations that indicate a specific place or date can sometimes be more desirable to specialized collectors. Provenance, or the history of ownership, can also add interest and value if the stamp comes from a well-known collection. The market for stamps today has changed compared to the past, but it remains strong among dedicated collectors. Online marketplaces, auctions, and stamp shows continue to be the main platforms where these items are bought and sold. Prices can fluctuate depending on demand, but historical stamps like this one maintain a steady level of interest because of their connection to the past. For beginners, stamps like this are a great entry point into collecting. They're affordable, widely available, and rich in history. For experienced collectors, they offer opportunities to explore deeper aspects, such as plate varieties, paper types, and cancellation studies. No matter what your level, every stamp tells a story, and this small red piece of paper carries with it a legacy of taxation, governance, and communication from over a century ago.
Next up, the United States Postage Due 1-cent stamp. This stamp may look simple at first glance, but it carries a unique purpose and an equally interesting story that makes it highly collectible among philatelists around the world. The stamp you are looking at is a Postage Due stamp, clearly identified by the words United States Postage Due printed along the top. Unlike regular postage stamps that are used to prepay mail delivery, Postage Due stamps were used when insufficient postage had been paid on a letter or package. Instead of the sender paying the full cost up front, the recipient would be required to pay the remaining amount, and stamps like this were used by postal workers to indicate that extra charge. This makes Postage Due stamps a special category, as they represent a system of accountability within postal operations. This particular 1-cent denomination is one of the lower values in the series, used when only a small additional fee was required. The design is simple yet elegant, featuring a large numeral 1 in the center with the word cent beneath it. The frame around the stamp is finely engraved with curved patterns and lines that reflect the printing style of the late 19th and early 20th centuries. The soft red and brown tones give it a classic and aged appearance that collectors often admire. Now let us explore the historical background of Postage Due stamps in the United States. These stamps were first introduced in the 1870s as the postal system expanded and became more structured. Before their introduction, handling unpaid or underpaid mail was inconsistent. The creation of Postage Due stamps standardized the process, making it easier for postal clerks to calculate and collect additional fees. Over time, several series were issued, with slight design changes, different fonts, and color variations that are now studied closely by collectors. When it comes to market value today, this 1-cent Postage Due stamp is generally considered a common issue, but its value can still vary depending on several important factors. A typical used example in average condition, like the one shown, might be valued between $10 and $15 US. If the stamp is in better condition, with clean perforations, strong color, and minimal wear, it could range from $20 to $25. Unused examples with original gum and no hinge marks are more desirable and may reach values of $30 to $40 or higher, especially if they are well centered and visually appealing. Condition once again plays a major role in determining value. Collectors look for stamps with intact perforations, no tears or creases, and clear printing. Centering is also very important, meaning how well the design is positioned within the margins. A perfectly centered stamp is much more attractive and can command a higher price. In addition, any unusual features, such as printing errors, color shifts, or rare varieties, can significantly increase the value of even a low-denomination stamp like this. Postage Due stamps are especially interesting to collectors who enjoy studying postal history. These stamps often appear on covers, which are envelopes or packages that still have the stamp attached, along with postal markings. Covers can provide context, showing where the item was sent from, where it was delivered, and how much extra postage was required. Such items can be more valuable than loose stamps because they tell a complete story of a specific moment in time. The demand for Postage Due stamps remains steady in the collecting community. While they may not always reach the high prices of rare postage stamps, they are appreciated for their historical function and unique role in the postal system. Many collectors build specialized collections focusing only on Postage Due issues, exploring different series, denominations, and usage examples. For anyone starting their stamp collecting journey, stamps like this are an excellent choice. They're affordable, easy to find, and rich in educational value. They allow collectors to understand how postal systems worked in the past and how governments managed logistics and payments. For advanced collectors, they offer opportunities to dive deeper into variations, printings, and postal routes. As we continue to explore stamps from around the world here on Stamps Old World UK, remember that each stamp is more than just a collectible item. It is a piece of history, a reflection of its time, and a window into the systems and stories of the past. Whether it is a revenue stamp used for taxation or a Postage Due stamp used to collect unpaid fees, each one adds another layer to the incredible world of philately.
Next up, a truly eye-catching and historically rich stamp from Southeast Asia, a classic airmail issue from French Indochina. This stamp stands out immediately because of its bold aviation design, featuring an early aircraft soaring through the sky, symbolizing the excitement and innovation of early air travel. This is a French Indochina Postage Due stamp, issued during the colonial period when France governed regions that are now known as Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. The word Indochine appears prominently at the top, while Postage Due at the bottom tells us that this stamp was specifically intended for airmail services. Airmail stamps like this were introduced to cover the additional cost of transporting letters and parcels by air, which was a revolutionary advancement in communication during the early 20th century. The design itself is incredibly detailed and artistic. The central image of the airplane reflects the technological pride of that era, when aviation was still relatively new and considered cutting edge. You can see the aircraft flying over a stylized landscape with clean engraving lines that give the stamp depth and motion. The dark monochrome tone adds a classic and dramatic feel, making it visually appealing to collectors. The denomination, marked as 1 franc, appears clearly, indicating its postal value at the time of issue. Historically, stamps like this were issued during a period when colonial powers were expanding infrastructure, including postal and air routes. French Indochina played a key role in connecting Europe with Asia, and airmail services significantly reduced delivery times compared to traditional sea routes. These stamps are therefore not just collectibles, but also artifacts representing the globalization of communication and transport. Now let us talk about the market value of this stamp in today's collecting world. The value of French Indochina airmail stamps can vary depending on several important factors, including condition, rarity, print run, and collector demand. A used example, like the one shown, with visible cancellation marks and some aging, typically falls within a range of around $5 to $20. If the stamp is in better condition, with sharper perforations, cleaner surface, and minimal wear, it may reach values between $25 and $60. Unused examples with original gum and no hinge marks are generally more desirable and can command higher prices, sometimes ranging from $70 to over $150 depending on quality and centering. Exceptionally well-preserved pieces or rare variations, such as printing errors or limited issues, can exceed this range and become highly sought after by advanced collectors. Condition, again, is one of the most critical factors. Collectors carefully examine the perforations around the edges, the clarity of the design, and any signs of damage, such as creases, tears, or fading. The cancellation mark on used stamps can also affect value, especially if it is light and does not obscure the main design. A well-centered stamp, where the image is evenly positioned within the margins, is always more attractive and valuable. Airmail stamps from colonial regions like French Indochina are particularly popular among collectors because they combine multiple areas of interest. They appeal to those who collect aviation-themed stamps, colonial history, and regional postal issues. This crossover appeal helps maintain steady demand in the market. Another interesting aspect of this stamp is its storytelling power. It represents a time when aviation was transforming the world, shrinking distances, and connecting continents in ways that were previously unimaginable. Holding a stamp like this is like holding a piece of that transformative era when the sky became a new highway for communication. For beginners, this type of stamp offers a great opportunity to explore international collecting. It introduces you to different cultures, historical contexts, and artistic styles. For more experienced collectors, it opens the door to specialized collections focused on airmail, colonial issues, or French overseas territories. The global stamp market continues to evolve, but stamps with strong historical themes and attractive designs like this one remain consistently popular. Online auctions, Dealer listings and collector communities keep these pieces circulating, ensuring that their stories continue to be shared and appreciated. As always, here on Stamps Old World UK, we aim to bring you not just stamps, but the history, meaning, and value behind them. This French Indochina Airmail stamp is a perfect example of how a small piece of paper can carry a powerful story of innovation, empire, and global connection. Thank you for joining us, and make sure to stay tuned for more incredible stamps, deeper insights, and up-to-date market values. Keep collecting, keep discovering, and remember that every stamp you own is a gateway to another time and place.